rebooted. I hope you can pick me up. I'm just going to put a message on the other one to tell you that I've rebooted. Just please bear with me. I do apologise. I'm trying to get back and find this on my other device, so please bear with me. Okay, I'm just... oh dear, I'm so sorry about this. I'm just looking again. Right, I think I have found you now. Hi. Can you please say receiving you loud and clear, somebody, so that I know you're on the right page now. Really sorry with all the confusion. If you've only just come to this video, I started on the other one and I had my camera around the wrong way. So confusing. Okay, so for the benefit of anybody who might be watching this on catch up, I'm actually recording this at 2:35 on the 20th of August 2022, and you're watching Ellie from Ellymentry Papercrafting. I had a bit of an upset and I started on another page and ended up having to abort that one, and I've come over here. Right, so I'm just going to call the register. So let's have a look and see who I can see here. We have Valerie, Joanna, Caroline, Anne, Hilary. Okay, that's who I can see. Hello everybody, and thank you very, very much for sticking with me. That is the thing about going live. You never quite know what's going to happen. And it's all because I tried to do things in a slightly different way today, because I wasn't liking the results I was getting. But I hope this is okay today and it's loud enough. Thank you all very much, everybody, for confirming. Caroline is a bit blurry. Now, it's clear on the device I'm watching. I hope everyone else is okay. I don't know whether, Caroline, it's just something to do with the, I don't know, just the different, what's the word I'm looking for, servers we're all using. But there isn't anything I can do about the focus, I'm afraid, because it's, you know, it's right in my device I'm using and what I'm watching. So fingers crossed it comes right for you, but thank you for coming along. I really appreciate it. Okay, so in front of me, you'll see Bottled Happiness. This is a stamp set that I've borrowed from a good friend and fellow Stampin' Up demonstrator, Claire. And she's let me borrow it for a while because I wasn't sure whether it was one I wanted to invest in or not. So she said, you have a go with mine and see what you think. So, yeah, it might be good to come back in again, Caroline. Sometimes that works. Okay, so I'm going to start off with quite a simple card, sort of a feminine one. And I'm going to start by using a piece of basic white cardstock, and I'll bring in my piercing mat, make it easier to stamp on. And I'm going to start with Pool Party stamp pad. Now this square was cut using this die from the Fabulous Frames dies, which I've used several times now. And we will, yeah, what I've done is I've cut the frame, because I wanted a white frame, and that's for the, I'm going to do another card, hopefully, if I get time. So this is the middle bit from the frame. I thought I'm not going to waste it. So I'm going to use Pool Party to start with. If I pop that up that way, I can put my stamp pad there. And I'm using the tall bottle stamp. And I'm going to ink that up. And I'm going to try and get this stamped pretty much centrally and towards the bottom. Here we go. And these are great stamps. They kind of create natural light patterns so that it actually looks like a bottle. Okay. So that was Pool Party. And then with Bermuda Bay, if I can get the lid off. Sometimes these do stiffen up for some reason. I'm using the stamp that creates the kind of outline and helps it to look 3D. Now you do have to be really precise with this one to get a really good line up. So I'm gonna take my time. I might get my head in this, and I apologise if I do. Oh, I moved just as I was going to put it down. So that's not going to be very good. Oh, look at that. That's absolutely dreadful. I can't use the back because I've got some marks on it. So, well, I'm going to have to do it again, aren't I? Okay, girls, it's one of those days, I'm afraid. Just one of those days. So let's grab another piece of cardstock, and I'll just use a full size, and I'll stamp it again, and then I'll cut it out. So take 3. Oh, we're having fun today. So back to the Pool Party and the bottle. And pop that there. Ah, I have just dipped my hand in the ink pad. Oh, Lavine, you found me. I just saw your message pop up, and I thought, oh no, she's got the wrong link. So just to explain, I had to stop the first video because I was just not in focus. Oh, I've just used the wrong one. Oh, it's not my day today, is it? Calm down. Just take a deep breath. You know, well, all I can say is it can't get any worse, can it? Oh, dear, dear, dear. Right, okay, I'm going to concentrate now. I'm not going to let go of this till... Okay, now I hope I've got this in the right place after all that. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. So let's quickly take that die out and cut this. So it's going to go around there like so. So I just want the centre bit, so I shall have a spare frame to use for something else. So just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Okay, so there we are, that's cut out now. And then to finish this off, so it's going to look like a bottle being used as a vase. So I'm going to use these two stamps here. Now, one is like the foliage and the other is the floral pattern. So I'm going to start with this foliage. Now, this is actually not just foliage. There are centers for the flowers as well. So I don't want those in green. So I'm going to use my Stampin' White markers. So these are not permanent markers. This is the same ink that's contained in our stamp pads. All right. So it's dye-based ink, so it won't stain my stamp. So if I take, this is the leaf one. So I'm going to do the green part in Pear Pizzazz and just use the size of the side of my marker and go over all these outside bits, which are the foliage, or which is the foliage, and just make sure I do go over them all. And I'm avoiding the little ones there, which I'm going to do in yellow. But when I stamp this, you'll understand why I've done this. Just make sure I've done all of that. So what kind of day is everyone having? You having a good Saturday? Don't know if I've coloured these or not. I can't really see. I think I have, but I'm just going to make sure. Okay. And then I'm using Daffodil Delight to do the centre bits for the flowers. I think to pick out the centre bits, you do need to have stamped this to understand what's what here. Right, so there's 8 of these. I didn't count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, when you've done that, obviously this will have dried out a little bit. So you need to breathe on it heavily to reactivate the ink colour. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this now and try and get it so that the neck of the bottle fits in here. And let's just go like so. While I'm just doing that, I'm going to have a look and see who's joined us since we started talking. So, oh, Levine, yeah, Levine's here. Darlene, hi, Darlene. So Darlene says, good morning. So what time is it there, darling? Because we're on nearly 2:45 in the afternoon now. Lisa, hi, Lisa. Thanks for coming along. And Levine's done nothing all day. Well, I don't blame you. I mean, what do they say? Nice work if you can get it. Right, it's not come out brilliantly because I probably didn't breathe on it hard enough. A good set of lungs there, Ellie. You can spray it lightly with water if you like, but I chose not to. And I'm using Flirty Flamingo today, which is almost pink. Hills, almost pink. It's a sort of peachy pink, so you weren't far out. Now, when you position this, you look for the little yellow bits and you get them in the centre of your flowers. So I'm going to pull this down so that I can look through and try and find those little yellow centres so I can see couple, so I'm just gonna hopefully go for it. Hope I'm in the right place. So yeah, not bad at all. So that should, I'm trying to bring it up to the camera so that you can see the centers of the flowers are where the little yellow bits are, and then the greenery is around it. Okay, so Darlene's in Texas, and oh yes, I remember now, Darlene. Yeah, 8:48 p.m. Yeah, well, thanks for, you know, watching me at first thing in the morning. And Valerie is crocheting. Okay, so that's our little bottle of flowers, which you might, you know, pop on your table or something. Well, I mean, you might represent that, you know, that's how you might put your flowers once you've got them in the bottle. I'm not suggesting you put this on the table. I wish I'd shut up sometimes, don't you? Now, to make this slightly more interesting, I think I might run it through an embossing folder. And this is our Gingham embossing folder. So it's a kind of check, but it's got a bit of a difference because it's got a kind of little zigzaggy pattern through it. So I'm going to run this through now, and I shall see you all here very shortly. Okay, so that's come out really nicely. If I just show you the effect that has on it, just makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so I'm just reading the comments here. Lynn says, wow, that's precision stamping. Thanks, Lynn, and hi. Joanna's crocheting too. Lynn's watching from Australia. Wow, just before midnight. Thanks for staying up late. And Anne says, we've never been framed for shutting up. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we're all on different time zones. So to go with that, I thought I would map this onto a piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock. And to cut that layer, I use the largest frame from the Scalloped Contours dies. Okay, so let's find my famous tweezers and my glue. Which I haven't used since last week, so I hope to goodness it's all working okay. And I'm just going to pop this on just flat. I'm not going to build it up with anything. So the zigzag glue pattern, look, to match the embossing. I do make sure I put plenty on when I've been embossing, because obviously you've got a uneven surface, and you want to make sure there's plenty of glue on there. So let's pop that down. And then I'm just putting it onto an A6 size card base, which is 5 3/4 inches by 4 1/8. And I'm just going to again pop this on. Oh, take the lid off your glue, helps. So pop this on. So I'm going to move it up towards the top, so the top and side borders are about the same. And just make sure that's down nice and securely. And pop my lid on my glue. That was close. I just let go of it and pitched it across the desk, but luckily there's nothing to knock over there. Oh, hi Janine. Thanks for coming along. Really good to see you. Not chatted for a long time. I think it's quite early where you are too, isn't it? Janine's not far from New York. Okay, so this stamp is Best Wishes. Oh, I've moved it right up the top and I really could do with getting down over it. And it comes from a set that was available for our celebration at the beginning of the year. And if anyone was lucky enough to get this one, it was called Special Moments. And there are loads and loads of small greetings on here. Sometimes you just want something tiny to fit into a small space, which is what I wanted here. And there are so many different greetings on that. It's a really good set. So that's my very simple card to start with. Nice, very pretty, feminine kind of card. And because I've just used Best Wishes, it could be used for lots of different occasions. So that's number one. But I really liked this stamp set because I thought it's a very good one for going with the masculine theme as well. So I'm going to start that one now. So Janine says it's 9:45, so not too bad. No, it's not too bad. Okay, Janine. So I'm going to start this one with a piece of grey granite cardstock. And I thought I'd emboss this as well. And I'm going to use the this narrow folder, which comes in a set with the splats, which I used last week. So it's the stripes and splats in the same set. This one's, I just thought it would look a bit more masculine. So I'm going to pop my piece of grey granite in there, which just happens to fit. I hadn't decided on this folder when I cut the card, but you know, it fits beautifully. So I just pop that in my machine and get that embossed. Right, I've obviously got my sandwich too thick because it doesn't want to go through. So when you're embossing, you need to play around with the plates in your particular machine because they're all slightly different. And I tried to use the wrong combination there and it wouldn't go through my machine. So that's the embossed effect with the stripes folder, which I think is really nice. So I'm going to go with that design. And what I've done is taken the bottles. I've used this one again and the little short dumpy one. That's, you know, probably modelled after me. And to make this into a more masculine kind of theme, I've used Evening Evergreen, Night of Navy, and Merry Merlot. Okay, or if you're American, Merry Merlot. I hope I did that right. Merry Merlot. Okay, and I thought I would just pop these in a line, and then I will pop the smaller ones on top. So I'm going to go with the Merry Merlot there. I'm going to pop the, what am I going to do? The navy, Night of Navy in the middle, and the green here. Yeah. And again, I'm going to pop these down just using my Tombow. I've got this on both sides. I must have not liked that first impression. It is a nice embossing folder, isn't it, Joanna? Yeah, it's quite versatile. So I'm going to pop that one there. My green one on the other end. So there is a punch that you can use to cut this out. But as it costs quite a lot to post a punch, Claire just sent me the stamp set, which is absolutely fine. I don't expect her to spend a lot of money posting something to me to borrow. So it honestly took me not long at all to cut these out with a pair of scissors. They're quite easy, no fiddly bits. Now, because this is embossed and it's not you know, a flat surface, I'm going to find my bone folder. I can't say my words today, just to make sure I get this well stuck down. Okay, and then I'm just going to go over on the other side because I kind of bent it a little bit when I did that. And then I'm going to pop the other two bottles on top, the little short dumpy ones, there and there. I think I might, yeah. So this one here, this little one here, that's the label. And I stamped that in the grey granite to match the cardstock. And that's the little greeting I used, and I used the Night of Navy, I think, for that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that onto the bottle. So the greetings, sentiments, whatever you'd like to call them, are sized beautifully to fit on that label. And you can also get, why not, on a label as well. So I am just going to bring these up slightly by using a couple of foam pads. So I'm just going to do one on each. That's all it's going to need. And these are not really thick ones. I don't like things built up too much. And I'm just going to bring that slightly down at the bottom there, just to give another a different level for these ones. Like so. And then on that one, I thought I would put a little bit of this twine. And this is from an old set. I've used this a couple of times. It was, I think it was called, it's gone right out of my mind now. So I just thought I'd bring that round like so, just to give it a kind of rustic look. And I'm going to just knot that to try and secure it. And then I'll just cut the ends down like that. Okay. So Anne says, oh, I do like this, Ellie. Now, this is the frame that I cut originally. Do you remember I said I cut a piece of white cardstock to use as a frame, and I thought I might as well use that bit in the middle. That's the bit I just messed up, but you know, hey ho, that's the way it goes, isn't it? So my card size is the A5, which is the one that I favour. This one measures 8 1/4 inches wide, and it's about 11 1/2 that in length. So this is almost a whole sheet of cardstock, the size that's in the UK A4, and I just cut a thin bit off the edge there. I cut it to 11 1/2 because A4 is a really weird measurement, and it's easier if I cut it to 11 1/2. I can score it at 5 3/4, and that makes a really good size card. So I was going to stamp the outside. I thought of all sorts of different things to do. I just couldn't make up my mind on how to stamp it. So instead, I picked out some designer series paper. Now, I'm afraid this isn't a current item, but I'm not going to feel guilty about it. What I'm going to say to you is, when you see something in the Stampin' Up catalogue that you like, you need to get it, because some items just do not last forever. They come in and out of fashion, and so when we introduce new items, we do have to make room for them, so other items have to retire. Now this was with there was a whole suite which came with the Beauty of Friendship stamp set, which is still available, as are the dies. This is another fabulous set. So the DSP came with this. So that's how I came about it. So I'm going to pop that on as my backing sheet. Now I could gut this so that I can save the bit in the middle, but I'm going to be extravagant today, and I'm going to leave it there. So my tweezers, Janine, I just got these from Amazon, and I can't give you a link because I've had them for many years now. I always like to use tweezers when I'm working. It's so much easier than picking things up with your fingers. Much more precise. You can pick things up and place them really easily. And also, I like to use it for things like this because it stops me getting glue on my fingers. So by using the glue, I can slide this around until I get it in the right place with a roughly even border of 1/4 inch all round. So I cut this piece of paper 1/2 inch smaller than the card, so it will be 5 1/4 this way by 7 3/4 that way. That will leave us the 1/4 inch border, and then this will go inside like so, and that gives us a nice split of colours. So you've got the white there and a bit of colour, the white there and the colour. So I thought that was a good way to go. So I'm going to put this sort of at an angle, because you know me, I don't always like things dead on straight. And then as this is for a chap or a guy, as you say in the States, I picked sorry, there's something nasty on that. So I'm going to use those tweezers again, Janine, just to show you how versatile they are. Yeah, I wanted like a plain font for a chap, so I'm going to stamp this and I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'll look for a die that I can use to cut that out. Now, would you like to vote on the colour I use to stamp this? I mean, I'd like to go with the Merry Mallow, the Evening Evergreen, or the Night of Navy. What do you reckon? So I'm going to have a little slurp of my tea for a minute while you're deciding. Oh, thank you for reminding everyone to give me a thumbs up on the front page. Lovely. Janine says exactly. Always know I will like what Ellie does. Oh, thank you. So Lisa's voting to stamp it in Evening Evergreen. What's everyone else's views? Got any thoughts on this? So that's one for Evening Evergreen. So let's grab that. I'll just cut a piece of narrow. Oh no, I won't actually, because I'm not sure how I'm going to stamp this. I don't know how I'm going to cut it out. So let's put it on a piece like that, and then I can put it anywhere I like. Oh, if I type across. Yeah, okay. Talking to myself now. Come on, ladies. We've got that one, Evening Evergreen, Night of Navy. 1, 2, 3. We've got 2 votes for Evening Evergreen, or EE. Not ET, but EE. Oh, I love it, Levine. So, you still with me, girls? You still thinking about what colour? Have to hurry you. It's a bit like the, what was that quiz show where I used to say that? Have to hurry you. I can't remember. Night, well, we'll hold neck and neck. We've got 2 Night of Navies and 2 Evening Evergreens. Oh, we need a decider. We need a decider. So I'm going to take the Mary Mallow away so that we don't, you know, get confused by that one. I want one more vote, please. The next vote will have it. Oh. Excuse me, someone's at my door. How unprofessional. I can't believe that just happened, but it did. Oh, wow. Right, okay, we're going with Evening Evergreen. Oh, that was so funny. You know, something else has got to happen, hasn't it? It's not over yet by a long way. Wow. Oh, and to think, it's not even a year ago that I didn't even think I could do a live, let alone do a live and deal with so many unexpected things. There you go. What do they say? Life is a cabaret. Let's certainly get that here. So Evening Evergreen, let's get that stamped up. Beautiful. Pop that away. And let's get my little snips. University Challenge. I thought it was. I couldn't. So many quiz shows. I thought it was University Challenge. Was it Bamba Gascoigne? Someone else is doing that now. I can't remember who it is. I've got somebody new. Heard on the radio the other day. Right, so I've just chopped that up and it's slid underneath the oh my god, I lost it, but I found it thankfully. You got to laugh, haven't you? I don't know what else to do but laugh at the moment. This is ridiculous. So there we go. So Anne says, you never fail to entertain us. Oh, Lisa, no, it wasn't even a Stampin' Up delivery. I mean, that would have been good, wouldn't it, if it was? But no, it was just something from Amazon. And to be fair, I was expecting it on Monday. So, you know, they have gone wrong, not me. I was at, oh, cut that bit crooked, but never mind, it's going to go on another piece of card. So yeah, for a moment I thought, oh, but it's my son and I've left my key in the door so he couldn't get in, but it's not, so didn't get told off. Right then, so my idea is to put this onto a piece of cardstock, cut it out with a die, and it can go there. So let's look at the dies and see what. I wonder if this is just a thought, and we just think, you know, it might be totally wrong, but because everything's squared and rectangled, would an oval look dreadfully wrong? First of all, I'll just see if it fits into an oval. It would. So yeah, I mean, I did, you know, originally think that it would be an oblong to match with that, but sometimes, oh, I just dropped the happy birthday on the floor. Oh dear. Right. Oh, I'm using a lot of energy today. So, oh, Caroline had to leave again. Oh, this is really awful, isn't it? Lisa says, this is the best use of the bottles I've seen. Lisa, thank you so much. You're so kind. I think I'm going to go with the oval. Do you know what I do? Because it's just different. It's not what I was planning to do. And I think sometimes it's not a bad thing to actually change your mind. You know, I am a woman and all that. So I've decided to cut the oval first and then stick that on. The way things are going, I didn't think it was wise to stick those on and then cut it out, because I probably would have, you know, got it wrong. So, oh, hi, Shirley, lovely to see you. A bit late, don't worry about it. It's just great that you're here. Caroline, we're in Britain, and we can use an ordinary stamp for this. It's the same price as a half-size card. But if you're somewhere else, then, you know, I don't know. But here in the UK, it's an ordinary stamp. Okay, so I just need to, I'll tell you what, I'm going to stick it on, and then I'm going to, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut along up by the Y and up like that and round the top a little bit, like so. And then I'm going to come down by the B and round it off there, like so. And then I will come round this corner just a little bit, and at the opposite down like that. Okay, so in fact I'll do the same on the Y, and then it kind of looks even. I've done the same thing on both. So it's quite the in thing now to cut around the letters on things, so we're allowed to do that. In fact, I've cut very close to the lettering on the others, so I'm going to cut close to the H there. Okay. I think that's straight. Oh, I'm stuck in the Oh my word. I did say, didn't I, whatever else can go wrong now? Oh, what an idiot. I bet you could all see me doing that and thinking, no, it's upside down. Oh, Caroline, you really not having any luck today, are you? Actually, don't think that is straight. I'm doing a Hillary, aren't I? Okay. Oh my days. Right, that needs a border round, doesn't it? So I'm going to get the Evening Evergreen. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll do it with a marker. Well, I haven't got an Evening Evergreen marker. Right, I'll just grab the, this is not dark green, is it? It's going to be ridiculous. I've got a massive brush. Oh gosh, I'm glad you're all having a laugh. Oh dear. Do you know, I don't even have to try and be funny, do I? I don't even have to try. There we go. Put a little bit more. There. I'll put that brush outside and the lid on that because, well, anything could happen, couldn't it? Anything could happen. I'm going to speed up now so that I just get this over with. Oh my Lord. Right, let's come in with a bit more glue on this frame. Mr. Bean, thanks very much. Oh dear. Okay. Right, plenty of glue on here because of the embossing, just to make sure we do get a good contact with our card. And just fit that in there like so. Put plenty of pressure all around here. Oh, so, well, do you know, to me, it looks like that has been cut out of this card, and you're seeing a part of this from underneath. It gives a really weird effect, doesn't it? So that's for the gentleman, and that's for the lady. And that just shows you, you know, what a big difference colours and different styles can make. We use the same stamp set, but I think, you know, a lot of people really wouldn't know. So Caroline says, lovely jubbly, and then she says, lovely jubbly. Oh, I love it. Thank you all very much for the compliments, and also for sticking with me and you know, putting up with the comedy show. But you know what, it just proves it's all live, doesn't it? Because I could not have rehearsed this. Oh dear, it's a bit like a farce. Does anybody remember the old Brian Rix farce? Yeah, I think I probably would have been very good playing opposite Brian Rix in the old farce things myself, but there you go. So yeah, I could actually, you know, I could go one step further and just put a couple of gems on this one. But you know, why not risk? Why not risk it? What else could go wrong? And even if it does, I can handle it. Right, what do we want? Do we want bling? Or should we go from some of these lovely little polished dots? Oh, Lisa, putting up with, stayed up for it. Oh, you're gorgeous. Thank you so much. I'm going to go with these lovely little polished dots, and I'm going to use my snips. Somebody suggested this when I couldn't pick them up with my tweezers, and it's worked. It's a really good idea. So we'll pop one. Oh, one there. So it's always good to use an odd number. 3 is really good because it gives a kind of triangle, and that's always good. Polished dots. Yes, they're polished dots. Thank you. I couldn't remember what they were called. Yeah, okay, so that's that, everybody. Thanks again for sticking with me, and you're going to come back next week and see if I could make it even more disastrous. Thanks for watching. As always, there's a link in the description box below to the available Stampin' Up! Catalogues, and if anybody wants to purchase anything, I'll put a link to my online store as well. So if you'll chance it again, I'll see you all at 2:30 next Saturday, and also there'll be a recorded video going out at 8 o'clock on Wednesday evening. And I love you all too. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.